Hi, ambitious mamas. It's Lisa Brincat from Tipping Point Consultant. I'm here with Alanna from Fem Economy today. Hi, Alanna. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about the project you're undertaking and what's keeping you busy at the moment.
Yeah, so we've just launched femeconomy.com, which happened about 5 weeks ago, and it's basically a website where we want women to shop brands with female leaders to create gender equality. So the key thing is that women make 85% of consumer purchase decisions. So we've put together a site that has over 2,000 brands on it, and over 700 of them get the Fem Economy thumbs up. Which means that they're Fem Economy approved. And what that means is they have at least 30% of women on their boards, or they are 50% female owned. And the reason we care about leadership is because culture is led from the top. So if you have diversity of thought at the board level or owner level, then it's more likely that things are going to impact down the line for more women. So work flexibility is one, closing the gender and superannuation pay gap is another. So yeah, that's sort of the project that we're working on at the moment. But the other thing that keeps me really busy are my two kids.
Yeah.
So I've got a 4-year-old girl and a 2-year-old son, and I'm pretty much their main carer. So my son's only in care 6 hours a week, and my daughter is at preschool 2 days a week. So I work very flexibly.
Yes.
My business partner is very good in listening to my children while I'm on the phone to her all the time.
Yeah, sounds familiar actually. There's something that happens a lot when Ellie and I are working together. So we had a bit of a conversation about what had brought you to this point before we started. So tell me a little bit about your work background and some of the observations you made before and after you had your kids.
Yeah, so my goal was always to be a marketing manager of a team. So I started off at the Brisbane International Film Festival and worked in many different organisations, both in Australia and overseas. And pretty much I was managing people from my second job, and I loved it. So when I was marketing manager at Gold Coast TAFE, I got pregnant. My husband then got into full-time study, so we had to move. And then from that time, I realised once I had children, I wanted to work part-time. I sort of wanted to be there as much as I could for my kids. But I also wanted to be in a managerial position, and I just found it didn't exist. So I took a lesser position 3 days a week, and my ego took a real hit. But in saying that, I thought, well, I could sit here and just be operational, or I could continue to grow my skills. I could continue to change systems. I could leave this place better than I found it. And I think even though I wasn't being paid for my knowledge and skills, I got opportunities like presenting to the statewide health promotion conference on a couple of key things in marketing. I then got consultancy work after that. So I think that was a really important lesson in that I just had to keep thinking in my head I was still growing my career, and how was I going to do that so that my CV was something I could be proud of.
Yeah.
I didn't want to become a prisoner to the organisation and the role. So after all of that, moving around a lot, and I continued the consulting work, I had my second child. This year, my sister-in-law, who's Jade Collins, she's my business partner, she'd sort of felt like she'd hit a bit of a glass ceiling. She wasn't seeing her family. She was in Melbourne a lot for work when she lives in Brisbane. And she read the statistic that women make 85% of consumer purchase decisions and came up with the idea for Fem Economy and approached me about working together on it. So we both agreed to quit any paid work and just work on Fem Economy because we could see value not only for us as individuals, we could create a business like that we wanted in the world, but we wanted to leave a better world for all of our daughters, and that's really motivating. If you're trying to actually make the world a better place, then you sort of get up and get adrenaline rush from the work every day. So I've loved it actually. And there's often risk working with family. Originally when Jay came to me, I was like, oh no, we're family, we're breaking all these rules. But I wouldn't work with anyone else. She's incredibly intelligent, hardworking and forgiving for, being flexible around me. So it's been really good actually, but it's taken, a few big risks to get where we are, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, you two ladies are incredibly inspirational. That's very, very well articulated as well, what you're doing and why you're doing it, and really resonates with me. I've got goosebumps.
It's really important to hear.
But who inspires you? I'm sure you've met actually some really inspiring women on this journey, but tell me a little bit as well around who inspires you.
Yeah, I was thinking about that before when you mentioned it, and I think what inspires me about this is someone said to me yesterday, women don't create a social network, they create a support network. So, every person we meet wants to get involved, wants to help, wants to grow, and it's a two-way thing. So then we can help them grow as well. And it's just like, you and Tipping Point Consultants reaching out to us today. And there's a deeper level of understanding about each other's businesses. We're not just swapping business cards, we're really supporting each other, and it's sort of a deeper relationship. And I feel like this is happening across the globe. There's networks of women getting together to support each other in a really meaningful way. And I think that inspires me because it's genuine, it's honest, we're exchanging the truth about how we're managing our lives and managing the business and how we're navigating the challenges. We're not going, oh, it's all wonderful, darling. So I think that's really inspiring. It's honest, open conversations about where we're at. And through it all, you're seeing all of this, this rise of, amazing business women. And it's just exciting.
It is really, really exciting. And it's been quite a journey for you. I mean, you said, you both quit your jobs and you've gone through the launch process this year. So in terms of that, what have been some of the biggest things that you've learned, or what are some of the things that you, maybe they're things you wish you knew, that you'd love to share, for the other businesswomen in the group?
So before Jade and I started this, we had sort of 2 days together where we just sat down and planned out what we wanted to do the next year and where we would be in 5 years. And that planning phase was really important, both for us to agree from a key milestone level to see, and to then work out, okay, if this is the milestones, what are all the key actions? So we have an action tracker which has hundreds of things on it which we go through every week, and it changes every week. But I would say that our key milestones have pretty much kept up with where they are. In saying that, I think with startup, you have to be absolutely flexible. So we might be talking to you, get an idea, and we'll change our approach. So that's key. You have to always listen to feedback and change what you're doing.
Yeah.
I would also say too that I guess particularly for Jade, because she wasn't in the variety of organisations and roles that I've been in, there's a sort of art to deprogramming yourself from the corporate sector. So no longer are you networking as an organisation and a business card and a job title. You're going out there as yourself and you're saying, hi, I'm Alanna from this company you've never heard of before. Can you please, connect with me? And it makes you feel very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I think it's I think sometimes it's your vulnerability around that sort of attracts people to you, and they then can help you on the journey. They can be part of it. So, I think often we talk about vulnerability as a weakness, but I actually think that sometimes that can be more engaging for people than thinking, I don't know, I've got it all sorted and, here I come. So I think they're the main things. And just being able to change what you're doing based on feedback. And for me, in my previous roles, you'd always get everything signed off. Everyone would, tick, yes, this is the campaign that we're going to do. Yes, it's going to meet all of our criteria. Yes, all the service heads are happy with it. Now you roll it out. As an entrepreneur, you go, I'm going to give this a shot and see what they think. And then you find out immediately if your customers like it, don't like it, you have to change it. And that's been really uncomfortable for me to go, here's this, that I don't really think is quite right, that no one else has really given me feedback on, and it's very public. And you're so close to it because your business is you. There's no buffer.
Yeah.
You're the one that's accountable for it. So that's a bit scary as well. But I don't know. You've just got to operate like that and get used to it, I think, and
Yeah.
start to enjoy that adrenaline rush.
Yeah. We talk about Ellie and I talk a lot about failing forward. Because it's sort of one of our mottos.
Yeah, we sort of, I don't know, like the world's changing too quickly for you to hold back and sort of wait for the perfection to happen that doesn't actually ever exist, because people always see something through a different lens than how you see it. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll make sure all of the details are up with the video so as people can reach out to you, check out what you're doing, and connect with you. But thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much for having me.